All right, you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Are you ready?
I am. I think I am.
Are you ready?
Oh my god, yes!
Oh my god!
Yes!
Hey, that's too much. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing good. I hope you are enjoying the smooth sound of my voice. If not, they might not be. I don't think they are. Welcome to the Movie Squad channel, everybody. My name's Richard, and I'm here with Gifford.
I've
Andrew.
been waiting all day for this. Because, there's no one I would rather talk about Squad with than you.
Oh, well, you're so kind. And
This is happening.
welcome.
Thank you.
But before we get into this, I just want to let you guys know two things. One, if you haven't seen the previous video where Gifford and a few of our friends talk about their thoughts on the new King Kong trailer,
Please
which I
go
thought was
watch
awesome.
that. Yeah.
Go watch it. Listen to them yak about giant monkeys. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Oh man!
Now, real quick, Richard. Before we jump into this, I feel like we need to manage people's expectations because, one, this is not the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman. This is mostly the same movie. And
this is true.
This is not the Joker cut that we were hoping it might be.
No. This is not the let's please Jared Leto because we kind of upset him a little bit cut of Suicide Squad.
No, I'll still cross my fingers for that, but I'm not expecting it.
No. Maybe we'll get some deleted, whatevers when December 13th comes, when the Blu-ray comes out. But right now, it's just nice to have it. It's nice to see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Now, before you saw the extended cut, what did you think of Suicide Squad? Like, did you like it? What were your thoughts, real quick?
Well, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's kind of messy, and there's some flaws to it, but the thing is, I feel like with a lot of the characters, they nailed who the characters are. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's a big part of it. Is I go into these movies for the characters, and I want to just feel like, yeah, that's Harley Quinn. They got her right, and I feel like Margot and all the characters, they are who they are from the comics. And overall, I mean, it's a fun movie, and that's really all I want.
It is a fun movie, yeah.
That's all it had to be.
Yeah, it's all it really had, especially, after having to follow up Batman v Superman, which, was the funnest movie in existence, as we all know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely liked it, too. I guess part of it is because I am a big DC guy, as opposed to, Marvel, so I have...
No matter what, we're going to anticipate these movies.
Yeah, I just have that, initial connection right off the bat already, just because I know who Captain Boomerang is, I know who Amanda Waller is, I know, and not just because of Arrow or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice they showed up on that show, but still. But speaking of the, obviously the extended, deleted, all that fun material, I think this is now the time we actually tell you guys what is, and this is spoiler territory for anyone that doesn't, if you don't want to know what is in fact extended.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to hold back because we want to talk about this in depth.
The first bit that's extended is the torture scene at the beginning of the movie where we learn the origins of Harley Quinn through Amanda Waller's binder. The bit when he's about to shock her, that part is extended out.
Yes, yeah. So in that scene, really you get some extra dialogue from the Joker. I actually really like the line, "You left me at a black hole of rage and confusion."
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool... it kind of just gets into the mindset of the Joker,
Yeah, I thought that was also a kind of a cool, cool way to kind of establish, what their relationship moving forward was going to be, and then that would help inform, the scene, the next extended sequence, which was the flashback sequence, and then, moving forward. And that's I feel like is a common theme with a lot of these. I'm stuttering here. With a lot of these extended sequences, is that they were fleshing out relationships and fleshing out character arcs and stuff like that in the movie. And that was something that. But speaking of these flashback sequences, we have a brand new Joker scene, flashback sequence, and it's actually the scene. I'm sure we've all seen this actually before the movie came out, because do you remember that leak?
Yeah, there were set pictures and everything. In
Yeah, there's
fact,
like set
do
pictures,
you
and like
remember?
there's like a whole video.
Yeah, do you remember
Yeah,
the video that came out where he backhands her? They didn't include that in here.
yeah, like when he backhands her, that's actually not in the movie, and I
Yeah,
was like, huh. He
even
just says go away.
yeah, no, like that's what I found most interesting with this is like all the scenes where Joker is like physically abusive to her, they cut out entirely. You know?
Yeah, so like he's just the only time he ever actually harms her is when he like eh.
Yeah.
That's my impression of shock.
And real quick,
Yeah,
with the flashback scene, not only do I love that, in the scene Harley's trying to get the Joker to let her in, and like,
yeah,
but what I love about it is the Joker, he's like, I'm not someone that is loved. I'm an idea, a state of mind. And I'm like, that really shows the philosophy of Jared Leto's Joker character. And
yeah,
I feel like in the movie, some people were a little confused because in a lot of ways, he really is more of an extension of Harley. He's like a plot device. But that
yeah.
really
Like
made him stand
the Joker
out.
is a background character. Yeah,
That really
yeah,
made, like, that showed, like, what makes his Joker stand out and be definitive compared to,
yeah,
other Jokers we've had. And I wish they had kept that
yeah.
line in.
I definitely, yeah, I definitely feel like that scene helped kind of build like who he was and
Exactly.
the extensions. Plus, I feel like that also had his funniest line, and I feel like because that was
Oh,
the whole bit when she's pointing the gun at his head, then he just goes, "Don't hurt me, I'll be your friend."
yeah, and you know
Just
what? This is an example of an actor making a line work with their delivery. You know?
it could have been just a random line, but the way he said it, it's just so
Yeah.
funny to like. I just remember hearing that, going, that was so funny to me. I don't know.
Like, yeah, some people can be pretentious and try to nitpick it, but he's having fun.
Yeah, he is having fun, and you can tell that he's having a good time. I won't say that he is my favorite live action Joker just
No,
yet.
he's not mine.
I want to
I want to see how he does, with Ben Affleck's Batman.
yeah, that'll be the big test for sure. I want to, in regards to the whole like, will there be more Joker stuff, like that whole conversation with when the extended cut before it came out. Probably the best batch of extended material in this movie is we get more Squad. And, like I loved seeing the scene when you're seeing all the different Squad members, El Diablo and all those guys,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to secretly plan to take out the other soldiers so they can
Yeah.
try to escape. And
Yeah, man, it was just the small back and forth. It's so simple, yet
yeah,
it does so much.
it really does. Like I'm just sitting there watching, going, this is great material.
My
And
favorite
like
My favorite interaction, I think, was between Diablo and Boomerang in that scene because I love it when,
yeah.
Boomerang wants, Diablo to hit Flag with a fireball, and then he's like, and then we'll escape. Diablo's like, then what? Then we'll get out of here and do what?
Like, why do you keep asking these questions, man? I just want to go free.
I'm like, you know what? Diablo has a fair point because what the fuck are you gonna do? You're criminals. They're just gonna get you anyway.
Like we're just kind of stuck right here, man. Look what he wants to do.
It's like, really, in a way, you're most safe here.
I think my two favorite new interactions, without a doubt. First off, I love that one though, but I think my two favorite ones are I love Harley Quinn and Katana.
Oh yeah.
In that first, because that was just cool to see it. Like, first of all, I love that they actually showed that Harley Quinn, genuinely is still, a psychiatrist, so she has that knowledge still, and she was using it.
Yes.
To her advantage.
I love the moments where you do see a little bit of Harleen shine through.
Yeah, like a little bit of Harleen never hurt anybody. It just hurt herself.
But then Katana takes off the mask. I am not hiding.
Like, that was gangster.
Yes.
Like that was really just that whole scene really was great, and also the interaction with Harley and Killer Croc was really cool too. I love
that.
Killer Croc. Like I feel like got so understated, unutilized in theatrical cut, especially in comparison.
In the theatrical
everything
cut,
that was added.
Well, in the theatrical cut, probably the most memorable thing with him is when he's like, I'm beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's a nice little moment, but it's like, that's disappointing. That's all we got.
Yeah, and now with all this other stuff, when he says "I'm beautiful," it's so much more
Right?
effective because he's so much more articulate like creature. He's
Yeah.
not just. And so I just loved that they added more of him.
Oh,
First of all,
like, I loved it with Harley when she's like, why do you eat people? Why would,
like
would you...
to gain their power. Would you eat me? Nah, I don't want your crazy.
Yeah, but then I loved it when like she starts talking to Diablo and Boomerang's just like, she's a rabbit hole, mate. Don't fall in.
Right? That was a great
Like,
bit of dialogue
this is
too.
stuff that you should not have cut because it adds so much.
Like it was so good. Like it just added. It made you care a million times more about the
Exactly.
characters and them as a team as the movie went on. And plus, when the bar scene happened, which I thought was such a pivotal, such like an important moment for those characters.
Well, because it's a very,
And
it's a very quiet scene. They're just sitting down, hanging out, you know.
yeah, and you finally get that moment. But like in the theatrical cut, nothing against Will Smith. I think he's amazing in the movie.
Yeah.
But that whole scene was just Will Smith, and then other characters like kind of playing off Will
Yeah.
Smith.
You know what, though?
Whereas it,
You know what? I will give Jai Courtney credit because in the theatrical cut, he stole the scene when he leaves,
yeah,
when he runs out.
but he just bolts. But you know what's funny too is that I feel like he made it better too when Will Smith says, here's to honor amongst thieves, and then he just
Oh,
bursts out,
yeah.
I consider myself, blah blah blah, and I was like, that's just funny.
Well, I loved it too because like Katana's like, I'm not a thief, and then he just like whispers over, she says she's not a thief.
But I definitely thought that scene with the added stuff worked a million times better
Well, like
for me at least.
I really enjoyed in that scene like the tension between Diablo and Deadshot, and there was one line from Deadshot in particular because Diablo's getting on his case because he was listening to Flag and
Yeah.
Flag I love it. Deadshot is just like, bitch, I'm having a drink, I'm breathing fresh
Yeah.
air, and for 2 sweet seconds I had hope. And I'm like, yeah,
It's like
it's the small things, Will Smith. You go.
it's you don't let that guy with a skeleton on his face tell you what,
Oh yeah,
sir.
because he's preaching in that scene, and I'm like, yeah, maybe you make some valid points, but you ain't right. you know.
You shush, man. That's Will Smith. The, but speaking of that, there was a whole subplot we didn't even know about. That was this whole relationship that was being built up between Rick Flag and Deadshot, which
Yes.
was kind of hinted at in the theatrical cut, but it was never
Never
fleshed
really
out as much as
looked
it was in the extended
yeah,
cut.
they never really expand on it, and it's just kind of like a throwaway thing.
Yeah, but in the movie as it is now, it feels like so much more like it adds more personality, and
Yeah.
that's the common theme.
Well,
Yeah.
I like it too because between the two of them, you can see there's a mutual respect somewhat.
Yeah.
Because they're both they're leaders. They respect each other because they do have influence. And
Yeah, and then they just like they start off antagonistic towards each other, but then they just kind of bond as it goes on.
yeah, like because they're both soldiers really.
Yeah.
And Flag is even like, hey, if you keep, everyone in line, I'll get you some freedom. I've got connections.
Like, I'll get you some stuff, man.
And you know what? In the theatrical cut, when at the end when Deadshot sees his daughter and Rick Flag is there,
Yeah.
he brought him there, and that adds so much more to that
Yeah,
scene.
like it's just, and that's another thing too, is that I feel like a lot of these extended moments do add more levity to stuff that was already in the movie.
Yeah.
Like the whole bit when I will definitely say, because of how much meatier and because of how much more these scenes added, I would definitely say for me the extended cut is much better than the theatrical cut.
Oh yeah. Like for future reference, if you are ever gonna watch Suicide Squad, just go with the extended cut. I mean, there's just more to enjoy.
There's much more to enjoy. There's more personality to it, and
Now we get to see a lot more of what David Ayer's vision was.
exactly. So I am happy. I will say, even though it is not a big radical change like the Ultimate Edition of BVS was, I will definitely say I'm more happy with the extended cut of Suicide Squad and how that improved
Yes.
the movie in a way than
Well,
BVS.
Again, we liked the theatrical cut of Suicide Squad, so
Yeah, so that's another thing you got to know too. Is like we already kind of liked it, so
Yeah.
like if you didn't like it, you're probably not. It's not going to change.
Yeah, no. But yeah, like, so just manage your expectations a little bit when.
I had fun talking, Gifford.
Yeah, man. Like, we should do this again for sure.
We should do this again, and you guys should come in and join us as well. Yeah. Please check out some more stuff. We'll have more stuff. Subscribe, comment, like.
Subscribe, comment, like for more stuff.
all of that stuff. And the next video, isn't it about what Fantastic Beasts?
Yes. So tomorrow, hopefully, there will be a Fantastic Beasts, or Where to Find Them video discussion with me and some friends of ours, Alex Whitekey, Allison.
Whitekey!
Yes, Whitekey, and then Christian, Michael Stoic. So please look out for that. And peace, guys.
Drive safely. Don't forget to tip your waitresses.